name is Laura and you're on the Wonk. Sorry. I'm not going to cut that out. Today is the Sunday the 31st of March. My name is Laura and I am coming to you from the most easterly point of England in the UK. Thank you so much if you are a returning viewer coming back to watch me again, and thank you if you are a new viewer coming to check me out. If you fancy hitting that subscribe button below, I would so much appreciate it. Every time I get a new subscriber, it makes me do a little happy dance. Looks like a chicken dance. And if you want to hit a thumbs up, I would love that too. Seriously, every time I get a notification because of anything, I'm just like, ah! Yeah, if you haven't watched me before, this is my knit night. I do not have a knit night and I don't really have any knitting friends in person around here. So this is where I come to talk about all the yarn so that my husband doesn't have to hear about it. I live with my husband and our 2-year-old little gal. So, little things before we begin. This week I've just filmed, just before this, my Not Going to EYF knit along winners, and talked about the prizes and who has won, what they've won. So if you entered into that giveaway in any way, whether it was on Instagram using the hashtag, in Ravelry using the finished objects thread or the chatter thread, get over there and have a look and see if you won, because I will not be announcing those winners anywhere else. And yeah, you need to get in touch with me within 2 weeks of me putting that video up for me to send you that prize. Anyway, something else big happened this week, and that was that the Perth Festival of Yarn Details went live. Why is that so exciting for me, you ask? I'm going to Perth this year. I'm so excited. I missed out on EYF. I'm missing out on a few this year and I'm sad about it. And instead of moping, I'm going to go to an awesome festival. So that will help me get over the FOMO of missing anything else, because that one is going to be incredible. I am going as a podcaster. I will have a podcaster lanyard and be wandering around, touching all the things, waving at all the people, hugging anyone who wants a hug, because I am a hugger. And I'm really excited to go. I am also really excited to go because Mia of Brambles of Me is vending and Katie of the Georgie Knits podcast is working on her stall. This is very cool. I will be hassling them all weekend, so you'll probably find me near Mia's booth quite a lot because they are my knitting besties. Katie has named us the Charlie's Angels of the knitting world. I'm not quite sure that applies to me. Poor show for the Charlie's Angels. But yeah, I'll take it. So yeah, we will be there, and actually we are going, me, my husband and my daughter are going as a little family holiday this year. So we're going to be driving up to Scotland on the Friday and we won't be leaving until the middle of the next week. So my husband's granddad lives up there and their family, so we'll be going up and saying hello to them as well and just exploring a little bit. Last time we went to Scotland was after our wedding last year. For our first week of our honeymoon, we went up there for a little while and we didn't get to see very much because we weren't there very long, so we are going to hopefully start rectifying that over the next few years, because we really liked what we did get to see. Anyway, the Not Going to EYF Cal has ended, but what that means is that something has to begin, right? When something ends, something else has to begin. And we being me and Katie of the Georgie Knits podcast, we have decided to do a knit along together. And I have talked about this before. We have got a hashtag now, so the hashtag that we are thinking we will use, though we will talk all about this on our live coming up, is hashtag Strand into Summer. So that's what we're thinking. So it's a stranded colourwork knit along. It starts tomorrow, April Fool's Day, 1st of April, and that's Monday, and we are going to go live on Instagram tomorrow morning. this might already be up. This might be up Sunday night, or it might be up Monday morning, depending on how much time I have to edit. Whichever, I hope you can catch us, but we will save it, whether it's on mine or Katie's. We will save the live for 24 hours, so if you don't see it on mine, go over to Georgie Knits and have a look and see if it's on hers. We will save it for 24 hours for anyone who doesn't manage to watch the actual live, who's at work or busy. I have picked my project. I have decided, because I need to cast on something new, because it's a new knit along, I have to cast on something new, and we are talking all about it tomorrow. So I am going to start a Sipilla sweater, the short-sleeved version by Caitlin Hunter, and I'm going to knit it out of Family Tree yarns. So this one I got ages ago, when I was like last year, before my wedding definitely, because it was one of my colour choice options to go with my Texture Time Stephen West's Mystery Knit Along last year, but I messed about my colours a little bit and ended up keeping this one in stash. So this is Family Tree yarns, and this colourway is Edinburgh Tattoo. It's gorgeous, and it has got some lighter bits, so I'm not sure how they will work out with the colourwork, because the rest of it is going to be in this. So this is Just Breathe, which is lovely because breathe was the word that I chose for the year this year, I think. It's a long time ago. So Just Breathe is going to be the main body, and then it's the short sleeve version, and the colourwork will be done in Edinburgh Tattoo. The only thing I was thinking was that some of these patches were a little light, so they don't provide the majority like contrast the same, but I don't care, I'm going to do it anyway because it's too gorgeous, and the fact that I have 3 skeins of Family Tree yarns, I really want them to go in together. So this is going to be my Sipilla sweater, and this will be my knit for our stranded colourwork knit along, and that will be going on Instagram with our hashtag. It will be going on in mine and Katie's Ravelry groups. We will work out how we're going to do that, and it will also be going on in the Facebook group that is currently the Flax Along, but we will be changing that, and it is a lovely, lovely, lovely group with some lovely people in it, so it's a nice place to be if you're still using Facebook. So that's what I'm casting on for that this week. I think that's everything that I wanted to talk about, so don't forget to catch our live if you are on Instagram. And I'm going to go straight into whips because it is late already and I have had a very busy weekend and I'm knackered. So we're going to plow through this pretty quickly. I have 2 whips to show you. The first one, there is so little of it here that I'm not too bothered about showing it. I'm not sure how much I will share more of it as I go on, but it is a design by myself and it is knit from Brambles and Me. That is the lovely, lovely Mia. Go and follow her on Instagram if you don't already. And it is her gorgeous yarn. Okay, so I have the tags. So this is Mia's lovely, lovely lovely logo, sorry. This is her Rockfall base, which is 85% superwash blue flace Leicester, 15% Donegal Nep. It's a 4-ply yarn, and I am using the colourway Cherished Moments and the colourway Rosy Cheeks. And I do not have very much done so far, and it is an idea, and it's starting, and it might get ripped out because it's already been ripped out 4 times? 5 times? 5 times? So it might get ripped out again because I keep having different ideas. And I really want it to be perfect because this is my Perth shawl. So I have an idea for a shawl that is sort of based around going to Perth, the journey to Perth, the whole run up, and the fact that this is my first big festival that I'm going to for the whole event, not just popping over for the day. This is my first one that I'm going to go to that I can be properly involved with the entire time. So I'm very excited about this. And working with Mia is absolutely fabulous. She is a lovely person, and between her, me and Katie, we are the Charlie's Angels, apparently. So, you know, this is pretty special to me. So that's been going on. That's not had tons of work because, well, it has, because I've ripped it out 5 times. It doesn't feel like very much. My only other thing that I have worked on this week that isn't a finished object because I don't know why I didn't do FOs first this week. That's weird. I worked a very tiny, as in a few rounds on, there was rubbish in that bag. That was a cream egg wrapper. Yeah, is these socks. They are halfway through a half of a round, but it's fine. And this is a design I am making up on the fly as I go along from the amazing Jane of Family Tree Yarns. More Family Tree Yarns. This is a very Family Tree Yarns. Yeah, so this is a sock design that I have started, and it will continue. It's just hanging out in my, nearly dropped it, little Mrs. Brown's bag sock sack. And this is the Thunderbird colourway, which was her club colourway for this month, I think, or she announced the other week that her next month's club was up. Just go and check out Jane Family Tree Yarns and her shop, because her Etsy shop is just lovely and full of gorgeousness, and it comes with a 20g mini for, I'm going to use it for heels and toes, and it's gonna look amazing, guys. So you should check out Jane and her yarns, because she is a lovely, lovely, lovely dyer and a lovely person. That's Family Tree Yarns. So those are the only two whips that I have right now. I do have one finished object. This, I cast this on last week. I think I talked about last week using this yarn, but that was it. I think I'd balled it up and that was it. This is a new single skein shawl design, scarfy shawl design by myself. It has not been blocked. Ooh! It has not been blocked, so once it has been, I might get a little bit more width out of it. As it stands, it's not quite my wingspan. My arm is bent there. So here we go, and you start off up here, haven't even woven my ends in, and all the way through. So this is knit from Noodle Soup Yarns, the lovely, lovely Charlie of Noodle Soup Yarns, and it is a MCN. Now this is actually my first time knitting with MCN. I don't have a lot of it in my stash, and it felt incredibly luxurious. So this is actually going to be a present for my grandma, who will be 80 next month, and who we've chatted about the fact that she doesn't wear wool because she finds she has a princess neck and she finds it a little bit scratchy. This has no scratch whatsoever, and it's so cushy, it is unbearable. So this is it's 100g of Soba Noodle, is how you say that? In the Inky Tincture colourway, and it is a gorgeous, gorgeous colour. It's all the greens and teals and dark. It is lovely and I love it. And yeah, it is 80% superwater merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. So good for socks too, but incredibly, incredibly soft. And yeah, it's Noodle Soup Yarns. Now Charlie does have new belly bands for her skeins, but this is her older one on the logo. I'm going to write this up. I really wanted to do an incredibly simple single skein little scarfy shawlette, incredibly, incredibly simple, that you could knit in front of the TV. I am going to mess with this end a little bit more. The pattern just needs a little bit more revising, so I will be knitting it again before I ask for test knitters and write it up. To be honest, my designing things go a little bit on hold as per childcare. So like this week I've had no time to write up a pattern, because once Chris gets in from work, that often isn't until about 7 o'clock. We then put Ellie down to bed. That can be quite difficult because he's only just got in from work, so she is then hyped up and wants to see him. And then once she's in bed, we then have dinner. We don't usually sit down to chill until 8 o'clock at night. Now, if I've been up since earlier that morning, wrangling a 2-year-old, trying to keep my house tidy, by the time 8 o'clock comes, I don't have the brain power to write out, to type out exactly how it should be and think about errors on knitting patterns. I've actually been getting quite a lot of headaches recently. Doesn't mean it's not going to get done, it is going to get done. It's just going to be a little bit slower. I make plans with my husband on weekends that I don't work, and I did work this weekend. He can make sure that I have a few hours to myself during the day to work on it. And I also make plans with my mum, who likes to have play dates with my daughter, where sometimes she will have my daughter for the majority of a day. So I have got one of those coming up, and I'm really hoping, because I have the shawl for, well, it's designed with yarn sent to me by Sam of Yarntopia Teesdale on Instagram. So that's the Yarntopia online yarn shop. I think it's yarntopia.org.uk. I will put it below. The amazing Sam sent me some yarn. I finished that shawl like a week ago. Still needs to be blocked, but I finished it like a week ago, but I just haven't had the time to really focus on writing it up, so I need to do that. That will be my first one to get done. And then I also have the Champion socks, which have now been finished test knitting by a couple of people, but I'm still waiting on a few more to come in, and I will work on that and then get that up as well. So I've got quite a few things in the pipeline, partway done, and it is just a question of me getting time, because when I am not at my day job, I am with a 2-year-old, and I just can't seem to focus when I have a little person running around and I want to play with her and do things with her instead. So this will have a little bit more revising. I'm going to change the needle size, and I'm going to mess with this end a little more, and it really is a really nice potato chip is how I hear it talked about online, sort of knit. So it's very, very, very easy, and if you've just got that one special skein that you would rather wear around your neck and you want something a little bit like this, then this will be the one for you. So I will get this written up. This has been living in my Suffolk Socks yarn tart bag, and it says yarn tarts can have their cake and knit it. I knit it on Knit Pro needles, Knit Pro Symphonies. I'm slowly becoming a ChiaoGoo snob. I don't have very many ChiaoGoos. I need to increase. I only have like literally 3 sets of ChiaoGoos in the whole house, so I need to increase that. And I have like 6 grams left, which is going into my giant stash that I am making of minis that will be for advent calendars that I am making to swap with some friends this year. Yay! So that was Noodle Soup Yarns Inky Tincture colourway. Okay, that was my only finished object, so I've been pretty single track minded. I literally cast that on and I've focused until I finished it. And I actually ripped it out twice when I was starting out because I wasn't 100% sure about my idea, and so it's actually been reknit a couple of times. Stash enhancement. I filmed a video this week and it went up on YouTube in the middle of the week, and that was my EYF haul. I did not go to EYF, but I did have an EYF haul, courtesy of the fabulous George Knits, Katie. Katie made sure that I was not left behind. No man left behind. And she bought me an amazing skein of La Bien Aimée yarn and some stitch markers, and then I was sent some, I also got one of her badges, and I got one of Iris, Clogs in Africa, the lovely, lovely Iris. She put a badge in for me, and also some yarn. I am not going to show any of the yarn from that haul because I've done a separate video. It's already up there, so if you want to see that, then go and watch that video. The one thing I will show is that my bag that has my pins on, which is this gorgeous Jilly Makes bag. It has my also incredibly neglected Tanya in it. We'll get back to that at some point. But now this is my badge. I don't know how well you can see these because it's quite reflecty on mine. That's the Lonely Knitter, my badge. Here's Katie's Geordie Knits badge. And then up here is Clogs in Africa. That is Iris's badge. Over here as well, a new badge that came on this week is my Noodle Soup badge. I got some of these from the lovely, lovely Charlie when I saw her this weekend. So there are some new badges, and I wanted to show those off because they're so special and they are on my bag. And I realised that I haven't talked about my badges recently, so I might do that at some point. Okay, I did get one other thing though, apart from, completely separate from my not going to EYF haul. And as I said, I saw Charlie Noodle Soup Yarns and I picked up this. It is a skein of self-striping sock yarn, and it is in the one of a kind honeyed colourway, and I think, I mean, it's not one of a kind, I think it's two of a kind. She said there was only two from this, but yeah, it is one of a kind. That's what OOAK means, isn't it? There was two of these, and the other one went to America, so this is the only one of these in the country. And it is a self-striping sock yarn, and I think it's very Hufflepuff. Is that what I think? Hufflepuff? Yeah, it was Hufflepuff. Anyway, it is gorgeous. I cannot wait to knit with it. It's going on my shelf for now because I have to finish some of the things. I have all the designs all the time going on right now, and I really want to get them done. But I cannot wait to knit with this. This is her 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, which is her sturdy sock base. So this one came to live with me. I was very restrained. I saw her and all of her amazing yarn, and I got this one for me, and I got one for a swap. So I'm not going to show that to anybody because it is going off in a swap. And then that was it. Then I stuck to my budget. So I think I said last time, I'm not 100%. I'm on a bit of a yarn diet. I am not buying yarn unless it is specifically for a design that I can't do without, or it's at a show. So until Wool Monty, unless I find myself at another show or event, well, this was technically an event, a little event that I went to get this. So unless I'm at an event or I desperately need something for a design, I am not allowed to buy yarn because I do not have the money right now. I need to be saving for Perth, I need to be saving for the hotel, I need to be saving for all the things. What I can buy is when the Perth tickets go on sale. I really want to get tickets to both days to go into the marketplace and everywhere, and I also want to get a ticket for the gala dinner. Me and Katie and Mia will all be doing our absolute best to get tickets for that because it looks amazing. So on a little bit of a yarn ban at the moment. Okay, that was all the stash enhancement. Oh, I suppose technically my John Arbon yarn that I showed last week, my John Arbon Mill membership, belongs to this week because today is Mother's Day. So today is when I was officially really allowed to have it, even though I had it ages ago. And it was my Mother's Day present bought by my husband because my 2-year-old does not have money. That's not true actually, she's got more money than I have. But she does not have spending money on mum money. So yes, he got me that for Mother's Day, which is very much appreciated. So now I'm going to just go into chat. Well, some of it is knitting related chat for once. I went on Friday night to a lovely event at the Lost Sheep wool shop in Rollesby, which is about half an hour. It was probably a bit less than that because I was going quite late and there wasn't a lot of traffic on the way home, but about half an hour away from me. I was invited by the lovely Claire who has the yarn shop, and they had Charlie of Noodle Soup Yarns coming over to have a little chat, talk about her dye process, a little few fun facts about yarn and wool and sheep, and yeah, just talk us through anything we really wanted to know, and then we were able to squish her yarn and have a chat. Charlie is lovely. I have met Charlie before. She is fabulous. She's donated a prize for the Not Going to EYF Cal. She's just a genuine lovely person, and so I was really looking forward to seeing her. I was incredibly nervous because I was going to a wool shop that I've been to once before. I went, there was no one else in there when I went just for a little shop, but this was an event so I knew there would be quite a few people there, and it was packed out with the I think the regular knit nighters, and they were all really welcoming, really lovely. Everyone was really friendly and chatty. It was lovely to go. And I had lots of fun chat with Claire and Charlie as well, and I stayed until really late. I think it was like 10. It was late. Got there at 7. Yeah, just stayed and chatted. It was so nice to talk to other people that get me about yarn in person, because I have a lot of people online now that I talk to who definitely get me when it comes to yarn, but in my face-to-face life, not so much. So that was really nice. I'm really hoping to go back there for more things because they are amazing and they have so many cool plans and ideas, and yeah, just in general they are really lovely people. So if you are ever in Norfolk or Suffolk, because I technically live in Suffolk, sort of the Lowestoft, Great Yarmouth, Norwich area, I would definitely suggest going on a little trip to the Lost Sheep. Bull shop or yarn shop? Ooh, my brain's just gone blank. Sorry, Claire, that's rude. Apologies. Let me just nip onto Instagram, where all the things can be found out all the time. The Lost Sheep Wool Shop, it was right. The Lost Sheep Wool Shop. Ooh, sorry, wobble. So yeah, go and check them out because they are absolutely lovely, and they keep noodle soup yarns in stock. They have indie dyed, hand dyed yarn in stock. Always a really good sign when you go to a yarn shop if they have that. So, other than that, this week, Monday, I worked late. We went out in the morning to Wildlife Park, the Africa Wildlife Park, and then I worked late in the afternoon. Tuesday I worked late. Wednesday we had classes, and then my friends came around, my friend with her toddler, and then Thursday was a bit of a disaster in the beginning. So actually all of it was a disaster. It was a disaster. So Thursday morning was nursery stay and play. So my child is 2, so we do not get any funding because me and my husband both work, so we don't get any funding for childcare or anything. So she does not go to nursery. She goes to her nanny's house when I work on a Monday and a Tuesday. She stays at home with Daddy when I work on a weekend, and the rest of the week I am at home with her. When she turns 3, she will get funded hours in the UK to go to nursery because me and my husband both work. She will get 30 free hours a week of nursery. So we're checking out the nurseries because when that happens I can have more time either to go and do more hours at my day job possibly, or maybe do some design things, or maybe other things. So went along to our local nursery. We live on a new build estate and they have built a brand new school. It opened only in September and they take in from the first year, and then that year group go up to the next year and they take in, so they have only 1 year in the first year. So right now it's quite a big school to look at, but there's only 30 kids in the whole primary school and nursery. So they had a stay and play session where you could just go, walk in, ask questions of the teachers, and or are you teachers if it's nursery? Probably. And they could play and just get a feel for the place. So I was supposed to be going with my sister-in-law, and she has a daughter who is the same age as mine, and I was the one that rang up about it. I was the one that found all the information about it, and I knew when it was. I had it on my calendar, it's on my fridge, and it was on Thursday, and it started at 9:30. Ellie sort of laid in a little bit, then she came into our bed and chilled out. When Chris went to work, she came into bed with me, and then we went downstairs, had a leisurely breakfast, sat around in our pyjamas. I had forgotten about nursery stay and play. The next one is not for like a month and a half, and I don't want to wait that long. I wanted to go to this one. I just forgot about it. My sister-in-law texted me at 9:23. I went into panic mode because I was like, no, I want to go. Ran upstairs, dressed myself so fast you would not believe, like ridiculously fast, grabbed clothes for Ellie, ran downstairs. She rejected my clothing choices, ran back upstairs with Ellie. She approved some clothing choices, rammed the clothes on the toddler, put a coat on the toddler, put shoes on the toddler, put shoes on myself, and ran out the door. I had to put her on my shoulders and run because she's 2, she doesn't run that fast. Lazy, whatever. She doesn't run that fast, and carrying on my hip, I get a little bit of back pain, and I couldn't go that fast with her here, and I had a bag with all the changing stuff, so it was all a bit, so bag with changing stuff, toddler on shoulders, run. The school is actually really close, new build, like literally across the road from our little bit of estate. I got into the reception of the school, and there was my sister-in-law checking in on the screen. You had to get a sticker that said visitor, that you had to put your face up to a little webcam and press a button and get a picture of yourself to go on the sticker. It's all high tech nowadays. So she was there doing that as I ran in at 9:32. It took me 9 minutes to get myself and my toddler dressed coated up, shoes on, with our bag of stuff, out the door and to school. So now I know that if she goes to school there and we're ever late, I can do it in 9 minutes. The stay and play was absolutely lovely. We really liked the nursery. Just waiting to see if anything changes really in the next year, because she doesn't turn 3 until the end of January, so she isn't actually eligible to start nursery until, with the funded hours, until the after Easter next year. So we have a full year, so a lot can change in a year. We might not be looking at that nursery in a year. So yeah, that happened. And then Thursday afternoon was her swimming lesson. She has it every Thursday afternoon, but in the last couple of weeks she has gone off swimming. We get in the pool, she clings on like a limpet and goes no the whole time and doesn't want to do anything, apart from when we get to the side of the pool. She wants to climb out and then jump in. She wants to jump her tiny little body into the pool, under the water, be pulled out. She's laughing, she's having a great time, and then I start to get her to swim. Well, I'm holding on to her, you know, there is no effort needed, I'm holding on. Instantly goes limpet again. So she whinged a lot throughout her class and was quite difficult to deal with. And my friend wasn't there. I usually go with my friend and her toddler, but she was at work that one week and had to change her swimming lesson. And we got out. She'd been so bad. Like, toddlers can whinge and cry and whatever, but she'd been really awkward and hard to deal with in that lesson. And I cried in the changing room. And I cried a little more on my way home. It was not the best day on Thursday, and I think some days are really like that I'm like, motherhood is hard. I am so grateful for my daughter. She is amazing, she is hilarious, and she is beautiful. My life is so enriched for having her in it. Sometimes toddlers, I've said it before, toddlers are assholes. Sometimes. And so, like, you know, I cried on Thursday quite a bit. Got over it, because you just gotta, because that's what the terrible twos are about. And then Friday, we went out in the morning to the park, and then she was quite whingy and awkward all of Friday afternoon too. But then I got my release of going to the yarn shop and talking to other humans who talk about knitting. So it was okay in the end. Then Saturday I worked 7 AM till 3:30, got home and finally immersed myself in all the Perth details, because they went live at 10 AM on the Saturday and I was at work and couldn't look at them all and really sad about it. But Mia and Katie kept me informed, and then I went on and watched all of Eva's lives, and it just looks so amazing. The tutors look amazing, the vendors look amazing, and the gala night looks amazing. All of it looks amazing. I really can't wait. We've booked our hotel because we might go up with friends. Our friends might come, in which case we can cancel our hotel. Our hotel is booked and the room is held, but you can cancel up to 48 hours I think before, or 72, like 2 or 3 days before you can cancel with no charge. So if our friends do decide to come, we will look at a cheap Airbnb nearby and they'll have to drive me in and out for the festival. But if they don't come, then we've got our hotel booked and it is nearby, about 5 minutes walk from the venue. So I'm still immersing myself in all the Perth things. I have a big podcaster badge that I put up on my Instagram that I'm so happy about. And yeah, I'm so excited. I know it's in September. It will come round quick. Time moves so quickly. Yeah, it'll come quick. And then so finished work on Saturday, we got straight in our car and went out. We had to go out for a little while, got home and our friends came round. So we had our friends round all Saturday evening, went to bed really late, and it was actually really late because we lost an hour, because it is now British summertime. You can tell that to the outside because it does not feel like any kind of summertime out there. Anyway, so got up this morning and it was Mothering Sunday in the UK. It's Mother's Day. And I am a mother. First off, I'm going to talk about Mother's Day because it is something that happened in my life this week and I want to talk about it. But I would like to start by saying that there are a lot of people that I appreciate do not have the best relationship with their mothers, or are a mother but don't have their child with them, or that always wanted to be a mother and didn't get to be. There are all sorts of situations that are painful related to any day like this, and I'm sure these people don't just feel that pain on Mother's Day, but maybe they feel it especially more on this day, or you know, anything like that. What I want to say is that I see how lucky I am to have this day with my daughter, and I hope that everyone out there, you know, got through today as best they could. I know there are people out there in pain, and I know that this can be hard for people. But my Mother's Day, I wanted a bit of the day. The last two Mother's Days, the last 2 years that I've been a mother, have not been the best. Last year we were turned away from a carvery because my husband had booked in 2 people when there was 2 people and a baby, and even though she was 1 and in her car seat and asleep, she had quite a big car seat and she's fit in it for ages, but she was asleep and she wasn't eating because we were eating a bit later than normal, and they still turned us away even though we were going to just put her car seat underneath the table because they said that she was of an age where they would expect her to eat, and we're like, she's asleep and she definitely won't be having a carvery, and they just turned us away. So we went home and it was a Sunday night, Noah was open, so we had no food in the house, and I was a bit sad. So that was last Mother's Day, and the year before that she was only a few months old, and 2 months old, yeah, and I did not get off to the best start with motherhood. I cried a lot in the first 6 months, and I felt not very happy in the first 6 months or so of having a child at times, and Mothering Sunday on the first year was a hard one. But this year it has been perfect. I got up this morning to presents from my little one. I had chocolates and some little fake cactuses or cacti that were not spiky. They won't hurt anyone, and they are not real because I kill plants easily. I have tried a lot. I cannot keep those things alive for love nor money. So I have 2 fake plants and a lovely card drawn in by my little girl, and some chocolate which I have already eaten. I also have my John Arbon meal membership that I had the other week. We went out to Harvester for breakfast and had a big fry up, and it was lovely. Came back here for a little while and then went out and got my nanny and went to see my mum. We went on a walk and then went to a cafe. So it was my Mother's Day at breakfast, and then it was my mum's Mother's Day at lunch, and then we got back from that and went straight back out and had a carvery this evening with my husband's mum and all of his family. So it was my Mother's Day at breakfast, my mum's Mother's Day at lunch, and then my mother-in-law's Mother's Day at dinner. So we all got a bit of the day, and it was lovely. It was a little bit stressful. We were running around like crazy, trying to make sure we weren't late anywhere, but we weren't, and it was just really, really nice. I've had the best day. So, oh, my phone's 20% battery. I've had the best day, and I'm really, really, really happy. And that's about it, really. We're at the end of the week. Brought you up to here, and just look out for our mine and Katie's Instagram live tomorrow. Go and find us in our Facebook group and the Ravelry threads that we're going to set up. And join along with us in the next 3 months on a stranded colourwork knit along. It can be any project as long as you are using 2 or more colours, and it has to be stranded colourwork, which is where you are knitting with at least 2 colours in one row. So none of the colourwork where you only knit with 1 colour at a time and slip stitches make the colourwork. That one doesn't count. So that's about it. I don't think I have anything else to say. I'm just going to blabber now if I do. So I'm going to go. I'm so tired because we had about 5 hours sleep last night, about 5 hours the night before, just because we've been burning the candle at both ends. And I'm knackered. We've lost an hour. and I have work until half term tomorrow night, and I'm going to be really tired if I don't get some sleep tonight. So thank you so much if you've got all the way to the end of this video. I really do appreciate it, and as always, thank you so much for making me so much less of a lonely knitter.